Talk a little bit about then the application process that people have to go through in order to get involved in
It's not as simple as just calling and say, can I have an application? We do take names, addresses, and phone numbers so that when we have an application meeting available, we can invite those people personally along with our open general public announcements to come and find out about our program. Number one, is this something that you want to do? Is this a path you'd like to follow? How do you qualify for the program? And here's the application with a timeline to turn it back in. Then we have the most amazing group of volunteers who get together and review those applications. They actually meet the families where they're at in their current environment and make recommendations then based on all of the data that they collect to our board of directors to approve or deny X number of families. And it's a really, really, really powerful experience, a very humbling one to go through, to have families come to you and ask for the simple courtesy, the simple opportunity, do I qualify? And then walking this path with them through the application process. It's actually pretty exciting too.
And how many in the area right now did you mention? I think you mentioned
I keep a log of the families who call in, and that list is almost 225 long right now, simply from people wanting to find out how and when they can get an application from us.
It's really well branded that people understand it, but not everybody understands the commitment of the partner family. I mean, they have to put in at least 300 hours of sweat equity in the construction of their home or another home, and then they have to assume a 0% mortgage. So I know one of the comments on the dispatch site was that it's giving away free houses. Well, it's not free houses. It's a mortgage that they assume at 0%, so it's affordable to the family. Real too is we've only had one foreclosure out of 75 homes, so it really shows the commitment that the families are making towards this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are the struggles that you guys are seeing, obviously, with financially, is that something kind of specific to our area, or is it nationwide?
It's nationwide. It's
okay.
Many organizations. It is not unique to us. I've had conversations with lots of other organizations around the state, around the region, and this is a common theme.
What are some of the qualifications for a partner family in order to...
There are three fundamentally basic criteria. The first one is there has to be a demonstrated need. Just because you want to be a family does not mean you will be approved. So there has to be a need, and those needs are as wide as the number of applicants who come to the table. It can be physical, structural issues with the home, unsafe living conditions, doubling up, unaffordability with no other options available. So it runs a very, very wide gamut. Second one is that there has to be an ability to afford the mortgage once it's done. In other words, demonstrate to us your capacity to pay that mortgage when it's done. What's your income source, and is it reliable? Is it enough income? If it's too much over our guidelines, we will recommend that you pursue conventional lending services. And frankly, we've had families that we've denied because their incomes were too low for us to believe that they would succeed. The third one is that there has to be a demonstration for willingness to partner. In other words, how are you going to fulfill the 300 hours of requirement time before we would allow you to move in? We have some litmus tests to check that along the way. Sure. It's the most difficult one to gauge because everyone can say, oh yes, I'll put my 300 hours in, but we do have tests that kind of demonstrate that that's going to be the case, and it's a leap of faith at that point where we say yes.